It's another beautiful night for baseball at Target Field, and the Twins opening up a 4-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. The Twins, hottest team in the American League right now. A 3.5-game lead over the Tigers thanks to their 3-game sweep over Detroit here earlier this week. And welcome again to Target Field. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven. The Twins have won 5 of their last 6 games. And when you are doing that as a team, you're doing a lot of things right. One of the things the Twins are doing very well is scoring early.
Yeah, we talk so much about the defense of the Minnesota Twins. Well, as a pitcher, you love early run support. Twins have been able to do that over the last 6 ball games. At least 2 runs in each inning. So total 14 runs. And the last team to do that, you have to go back to 1971, those darn Yankees.
Well, the Twins have played very well here at Target Field, and they're taking on an Oriole team right now that's going through another phase of rebuilding with a lot of young players, but a couple of established veterans hoping to lead the way.
Well, you know what? During the winter, they brought back an old guy, Miguel Tejada. Tejada, established hitter. You see the career average right there? Guy that might hit 300 home runs. He really plays the game hard. And then one of the youngsters, Nick Markakis, he's in his 5th season, but this guy's a 300 hitter currently on a 6-game hitting streak. A guy that has had a lot of success against Twins pitching.
Well, in addition to everything else, the 2010 season marks the 50th year of Minnesota Twins baseball, and in 50 years, the Twins can lay claim to some glorious history, and the history very well displayed in their new ballpark. We'll have more on that in a moment. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
First pitch just moments away between the Minnesota Twins and the Baltimore Orioles in the first of a 4-game set here at Target Field. I'm Robbie Mikowski, and I'm hanging out on the suite level here at Target Field. And if you ever have a suite ticket to a Twins game, make sure you check out some of these vintage baseball cards the Twins have blown up as a part of a way of remembering their history here for baseball in Minnesota. Former Twins manager Billy Martin has a card here, and if we continue walking down the wall, Rod Carews, 1967, Topps All-Star rookie card. We've got Dean Chance. Tony Oliva has a card here. Look at that, 1963. This is a chance you might see see Tony Oliva roaming the concourses here at Target Field. We've got Twins catcher Earl Batty. His card, if you go all the way down to the wall, you'll see Harmon Killebrew's 1961 baseball card. He of the 573 home runs. Another great thing to check out here at Target Field. When we come back, Carl Pavano goes for his 4th win of the season. First Pitch with Dick and Bert is next on Fox Sports North.
Now, cloudy skies, cool, not as windy as it was yesterday, thankfully. Chance of rain throughout the evening. And they tell us, Bert, a chance of snow tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Carl Pavano, happy to be dealing with just liquid precipitation tonight and hoping to pick up his 4th win of the year. First look at the Orioles this year, and as hot as the Twins have been recently, the Orioles have been just as cold all year long. Here's what we've got: 52 degrees, 52% humidity, and steady rain showers. Although from the last forecast I heard, we might be playing in rain. There shouldn't be enough substantial rain to interrupt play. So we hope that is the case.
There's only been, 2 games here where it actually, rain was during the ball game. Yeah. So, again, Twins have been very fortunate here as far as the weatherman is concerned.
Dave Tremblay, the manager of the Orioles, on the hot seat, getting his first look at Target Field and being instructed as to the ground rules here at Target Field for the first time, and this umpiring crew getting their first experience in this ballpark as well.
It's a shame the Twins do not play the Orioles more than they have, say, the last couple of years. Last year, Twins saw them only 5 times. And actually, the Orioles won the season series 3-2, and then 2 years ago, they saw them 6 times. This year, 8 times between the Twins, 4 here, and then 4 in Baltimore later this summer.
Twins have won every series but one, and their first series win was their only other 4-game series. They lost the first game to the Angels, won the next 3, and we'll see if they can take this series with 3 or 4 wins against the Orioles. The Menards batting order for Baltimore: Adam Jones in the leadoff spot, Nick Markakis hitting second, talented young catcher Matt Wieters third, Miguel Tejada fourth, Ty Wigginton second in the league in home runs. That's right. Garrett Atkins hitting sixth, Ryan Hughes hitting seventh, Nolan Reimold and Cesar Asturis.
And let's take a look at the scouting report on tonight's starter for the Twins. It's Carl Pavano making his 6th start of the year. Looking for his 4th win. 3-2 coming into the ball game. 3.73 earned run average. Only 3 walks in his 31 innings worked so far, and one of the walks an intentional walk. And Pavano has not faced the Orioles since 2008 when he was a member of the New York Yankees. He pitched 5 innings against the Orioles in New York and got the win in that ball game. 4-2 lifetime against the Baltimore Orioles, making his 8th career start.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Jason Kubel playing about a third of the time out in left field. Span and Kadire join him in the outfield. Punto, Casilla, Hudson, Morneau, the infielders. Ramos back behind the plate. And Alexi Casilla making another start at short. J.J. Hardy still dinged up with a sprained wrist or a sore wrist. Feeling better today, but not good enough yet to play in a ball game.
Well, you know what the Twins' way is. If you say you're okay, take one more day, and then you'll be ready tomorrow.
And that, in essence, is what Ron Gardenhire's been saying all along about Joe Mauer, saying that Joe will tell him when he's ready to go into the lineup. And Joe has, of course, the bruised heel, and took some early batting practice today, and it's just a gradual step for Joe, taking it slowly, step by step, to rejoin the lineup hopefully in the next few days.
Well, Carl Pavano, excellent control. He'll mix in all 4 pitches. Fastball, he'll have some sink on that fastball. Slider, he'll mix in a slow curveball, and then a very good changeup.
Adam Jones, been bothered by a strained right hip, out of the lineup yesterday, back in the lineup tonight. He takes ball 1. We're used to seeing Brian Roberts hitting leadoff for the Orioles, but Roberts has been hurt, and they are unsure when or if he'll be able to rejoin them this year. Jones takes a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, you know what? The Orioles are struggling anyway, and then when you lose one of your all-stars, one of your key players, that hurts.
And as has been proven perhaps in the opening weeks of this season, Brian Roberts, the most important member of this Oriole team. Sounded like a cracked bat. Punto with a good play, getting to Speedy Jones. Cut the ground ball off before it could get to Casilla.
Yeah, if this ball gets to Casilla, he may not be able to throw Jones out. Jones, outstanding speed. And Nick Punto right here does it right. Going to his left, cuts it off, and then spins around. And almost on his back, makes a good throw over to... Now, I picked Nick Punto in the...
You get nothing for a great defensive play. You don't get anything. It's an offensive game. You don't get anything for a good play in the field.
That was part of my picking Nick Punto. I thought for sure he's going to make at least 3 or 4 great defensive plays that I think are at least worth a point.
You know what you get from the management of Fox Sports North and the Minnesota Twins for that? You get an attaboy. You get an attaboy for picking Nick Punto, who turns in a good play.
So it's almost like you winning last year. You get an attaboy.
That's all I've gotten so far, and I'm not even sure I've gotten that from anybody that counts. 2 strikes to Nick Markakis.
Markakis currently on a 6-game hitting streak. Very, very good hitter. He's had some big home runs against the Twins, but not in that at bat right there. Pavano picking up a strikeout.
2 gone, and Matt Wieters coming to the plate. But first, our Lincoln Mercury key stat.
Yeah, and the one error by Hudson, that was a line drive that kind of short hopped him, and the ball ended up in our right field. So, I mean, the Twins actually, could have no errors. Hey, great. I mean, if you're a pitcher too, Dick, my goodness, you look behind you over your right or left shoulder, and you just say, attack the strike zone and hopefully get some ground balls, because these guys will catch them. 4-time Rolling Gold Glove winner right there, Orlando Hudson. Lexi Casilla, outstanding defensive player wherever he plays. And, of course, Nick Punto over there. And over at first, Justin Morneau, hopefully a future Rawlings Gold Glove winner.
1-1 to Matt Wieters. The Orioles have scored a total of 97 runs this year. Only Cleveland and Seattle have scored fewer runs so far this year.
Yeah, they're hitting .247 as a ball club, 9th in the American League. And that man right there, Dave Trombley, just feels that there's a lot of potential here. They just haven't clicked together at all. But I guess if you're a manager, you have to believe that there's a chance of winning. They did sweep the Boston Red Sox a couple series ago.
And then more recently, we were swept by the Yankees. Ramos hangs on to a foul tip.
I was looking for a positive.
A couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 first inning. Run homer. Ron Gardenhire has been able to rely on a quick start offense. Here's the Menards batting order. Denard Span, followed by Orlando Hudson, Justin Morneau, Jim Thome, Michael Kadire, Jason Kubel, Wilson Ramos, Alexi Casilla, Nick Punto. Twins have scored at least 2 runs in 6 straight games. And Span takes strike 1.
Well, Brad Bergeson on the mound for the Orioles, making his 5th start of the year. And his 2nd career start against the Minnesota Twins. Take a look at the scouting report on Bergeson, making his 5th start, his 2nd start since his recall. First 3 starts were so terrible they sent him down to AAA, and he pitched okay his last start, but 5 innings. They'd like to get more innings out of him, and he's had a tough time finding that rhythm. Bergeson last year, the season ended short in July when he got hit by a line drive in the shin in late July, but 7 wins, 5 losses for the Orioles last year in 19 starts.
He had it going. He was giving the Orioles a chance to win just about every time out, and then he took the line drive, and they just haven't been able to get him back on track. 3-1. And now a strike, 3-2.
Well, Bergeson came into this game pitching 15 1/3 innings, allowing 28 hits. Box tracks right there. And be swinging the bat, boys. Tony Randazzo, the home plate umpire here tonight.
Span flips it foul.
Not only the 28 walks in 15 1/3 innings, 6 walks included in that. There's your umpires. And only 7 strikeouts. So this is a guy kind of like a Nick Blackburn, pretty good control when he's around the plate. Not going to strike out many guys.
The center field, and Jones is there to catch the line drive. 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Orioles. And some players, I think, to be fair, Bird, who are out of position or in new positions. Jones, great center fielder, yet he's got a couple of errors. Reimold in left, Markakis in right. Tejada, converted shortstop, is at third. Wigginton has been over at third. Now he's at second. Matt Wieters will be an all-star behind the plate. But that's one of the problems. This Oriole team in its heyday, of course, great pitching, great defense, and the defense has not been there for them.
Yeah, 19 errors on the year, 10th most in the American League. Of course, Detroit just left. They leading the American League in most errors.
1 strike to Hudson. Switch hitter, of course. Twins putting as many left-handed batters into their lineup as they can. And a roller to short. Historis, 2 down.
And that's what they want to see from Ferguson right there. Ground ball outs. That means that his sinker is working. Sinker baller, clock between 88 and 95 at times. There's his numbers. And high ERA. He works in a hard slider and a changeup. Just 24 years old.
2 down, and here is Morneau. And a strike.
Now, the Twins saw Ferguson last year. He and Glenn Perkins hooked up in Baltimore back on May 7th. Both the starters got no decisions. The Orioles actually won that ball game 5-4. Ferguson worked 6 innings in that start, gave up 3 earned runs.
Morneau leading the major leagues with a .483 on-base percentage. And he swings and fouls at 1 and 2. Tied for the league lead in walks with 24. 5th in the American League in hitting at .354. Trying to get something started here. The Twins in danger of not scoring in the first inning for the first time in a week. 2 and 2. Mentioned that the Twins have as many left-handers in their lineup as they can, and for good reason. Ferguson's really struggled against lefties, giving up a .438 batting average.
And right-handers are hitting .350. Take your pick. He has given up 4 home runs to lefties and 2 to righties. So it's been a tough start so far.
So there's a reason he's got an ERA of 10.57. Lifted to left toward the corner. Reimold has it measured, and on the edge of the track makes a catch. So the Twins don't score 2. They don't even score 1.
What the heck is going on?
A 1-2-3 first.
No way.
the walls. Another way that the Twins remember their great history of baseball here in Minnesota. Jim Cott, a former Twins pitcher and broadcaster. And speaking of former Twins pitchers turned broadcasters, look, Bert, it's your baseball card. Look at that guy, young and svelte in this picture. But I got to tell you, Bert, you're definitely not svelte anymore. And I don't think you're young, because when this baseball card was made, I wasn't even born.
That was back in 1970.
I asked you this the other day, and you had no idea. 23 years in the major leagues and the mushrooming number of card companies in the 80s. How many different baseball cards are there of you?
You know what? Again, I'm going to say the same thing. I have no idea, only because, Dick, good off-speed pitch right there. But I mean, you know, when I came up, it was Topps, I believe. There were a couple card companies. And then for a while there in the late 70s, early 80s, there were, you know, a dozen different card companies.
Donruss, Upper Deck, whatever.
Fleer.
Yeah, Fleer. Bowman, I think, was...
Bowman and Topps were elected. 1-2, yeah.
2 strikes to Miguel Tejada leading off the second. Snap bat. The barrel ends up over the Baltimore dugout. And Tejada's going to reach, and we'll hope that everybody's okay behind the Baltimore dugout.
You know, they say in Baltimore, Tejada, now this is his second stint with the Orioles. He was with them for 4 years, from 2004 to 2007, but he's trying to lead by example. All right, right there, he snaps his bat. Orlando Hudson almost makes a great play, the ball getting away from him. But watch Tejada slide across first base. I mean, here's a guy 35 years old, still playing the game hard.
Perhaps not intelligently. We've had that discussion about the head first slide at first, but good hustle by Tejada, and he's aboard with the game's first hit. Here's Wigginton. Orioles patching a big hole with Brian Roberts out. They've got Adam Jones hitting leadoff, and that's been met with mixed results. Not very good results, actually. They put Wigginton at second base, and he's given the Orioles a little bit of a jolt offensively, which they really need.
Yeah, Paul Konerko leading the American League with 12, and Wigginton tied second in the American League with Andrew Jones and Robinson Cano.
Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. Expect to see a little bit of this, wouldn't you, with Ramos catching Pavano with the lights on for the first time. Might have caught him in spring training a little bit, but a little bit different situation here with so much on the line during the real season. 1 strike. And now a ball.
Well, you know, Dick, the biggest thing, Carl Pavano's going to sit down with Ramos and Joe Mauer and the pitching coach Rick Anderson and go over the game plan, and also with Drew Butera. But things change throughout the ball game. I mean, maybe Pavano warming up saying, you know what, my fastball isn't as good yet. Let's go with this certain pitch.
Deep to left.
And let's not go with that pitch anymore.
And number 10 for Wigginton, and the Orioles get the first 2 runs of the game.
Well, Pavano's done a good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. His 3rd home run allowed. A pitch left up, and Wigginton showing off that power with his 10th home run, and now with 19 RBIs on the year. Now breaking ball stayed right there, and Pavano knew it.
So 2-0 Baltimore, and their designated hitter Garrett Atkins. Down the middle, a strike.
Atkins coming over from the Colorado Rocky organization.
A liner to left. 3 straight hits for the Orioles here in the second inning. An infield hit, long home run, and now a solid single to left. That'll bring up Ryan Hughes. Unfamiliar territory for the Twins to be behind in the early innings.
Well, that's the game of baseball. You cannot take any team for granted. Even though the Orioles come in, win 7-21, hey, believe me, they want to win just as bad as the Twins do. The lead pitches out over the plate. These guys are major leaguers for a reason.
Swing and a miss by Hughes.
Hughes just getting called up on April 24th by the Orioles. Started the season down in AAA, Norfolk.
Just off the plate, 1-1. With Wigginton's home run, both the Orioles and the Twins have hit 29 home runs on the season. But the Orioles don't have one home run from a first baseman this year. And that's one of those positions you'd like to have a lot of power from. A foul tip. Ramos hangs on. But, I mean, Twins feel they've got a lineup that'll hit a home run a game, and that's the way it's played out. And despite all the offensive struggles for the Orioles, they've done the same thing. They've hit the same number of home runs as Minnesota. 1-2 to Hughes. Back into the seats.
He was 26 years old, came over from the Tampa Bay organization last year for catcher Greg Zahn as a player to be named later. Career .277 hitter in the minor leagues. This is his rookie season at the major league level.
High fastball gets him. Third strikeout for Pavano.
Pavano will pick up some strikeouts. He's averaged about 6 or 7 strikeouts per 9 innings throughout his career. 25 strikeouts right now for Pavano in 33 innings pitched.
We'll bring up Nolan Reimold, left fielder. To center. Harmlessly for Span. 2 down. And that'll bring up Cesar Esteras. So Pavano settling down a little bit here in the second after the inning started with 3 straight hits.
Esteras, 30 years old, his second season with the Orioles, 10th major league season.
And a strike.
And Esteras, the half brother of Mycer Esteras with the Angels. Both of them switch hitters.
And lifted to left. Kubel hardly has to move. And that's it for the Orioles in the second. They get another home run from Ty Wigginton, his 10th of the year, and they jump out in front 2-0. of cutting up a marathon. They've cut it in half. If they cut it again and again and again,
it sounds like you want to run in a marathon.
I might run in another fractional marathon if they can get it down small enough. 2-1 to Jim Thome. And now 3-1. Thome, Kadire, and Kubel, middle of the Twins lineup here. Toward the hole. And Thome is retired on a close play. Wasn't much on the throw from Wigginton. He made it from right center field, and he just barely got Thome.
Well, Wigginton was kind of backpedaling right here. Thome trying to find the hole, and then backpedals, and then one hops that throw over to Hughes just to get Jim Thome at first base.
So one down, and here's Michael Kadire. Strike call. Michael hitless in the ball game yesterday. His average is dipped below 300. Still leading the team and runs batted in for 22. 1-1. A slow bouncer left side. Tejada has it. 2 down. So far, Ron Comer, Twins haven't been able to solve Brad Bergeson.
Well, Bergeson, when you look at him, he kind of slings the ball. So what that tells me immediately is he's going to have good sink on his fastball. His two-seamer right now is really, even that last pitch to Kadire was up in the zone, but it did have good sink to it even though it was up. The guys are going to have to really try to kind of go after the bottom half of the ball, and then they'll end up squaring it up. But this guy, very deceptive with that kind of side slinging motion. You know, Bert, when you look at guys, this isn't really how you'd want to teach somebody to pitch, but he definitely gets great movement on his pitches.
Well, Ron, one question I have for you. He's not going to overpower you. You know, he doesn't have a lot of strikeouts. Line drive up the middle right there, and Twins get their first hit. But, I mean, you want to see him a couple times before you feel comfortable, right?
Without question. For the lefties, if they get the ball up, as you guys already talked about, they've done very well against them. Righties are going to have to look one side of the plate or the other, and if you look in, just make them get the ball up. You've got to try to hit the bottom half of the ball, though, or else you're going to end up beating balls right in the ground.
Well, take a look at this location right there. A little bit of movement, but it was side-to-side type movement rather than that sinker down like he threw to Kadire. And Kubel getting good wood on it and getting a base hit.
Here's Wilson Ramos. Takes one under the chin. Strike one. That's a fastball, and Ramos would be the first to tell you he hasn't seen many of those over the middle of the plate the last 2 games. Funny how that works.
Word gets around quick.
And he cracks a solid single to left. That fastball was over the plate, and Ramos spanked it hard, and the Twins have a pair of 2-out singles. Earlier today, Joe Mauer took part not in regular hitting, but early hitting. Came out, and Scotty Alger, who pitched batting practice to Mauer, amazed. Here's a guy who hadn't really swung a bat for 4 or 5 days. He was hitting rockets all over the field. He really, I think, is one of those guys, Bert, that could wake up in the morning and hit.
Yeah, like a Tony Oliva, Rod Carew, those special type of guys.
He got some special shoes here.
Yeah.
And to relieve some of the pressure on the heel area, here's Casilla. And strike one.
Yeah, Nike made these special shoes for Joe Mauer, like you mentioned, to take some of that pressure off that left heel. I was kind of watching him. He's still limping a little bit.
And a ground ball to short. Esturris flips to second. Wigginton there, and the Twins are done. A couple of 2-out singles, but after 2 innings, they're down by 2 runs. Short code 234-234. Michael Kadire at 32%. Based on what do you suppose? Leading the team in runs batted in?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'll have the results for you. The final results in the Twins postgame show. Adam Jones, leadoff hitter for the Orioles, will hit here in the third against Carl Pavano.
Well, Pavano doing a good job of getting strike one. 8 of 9 batters get strike one. 27 pitches, 22 strikes.
Swing and a miss. You might be able to tell it. We've got a pretty steady rain falling here. Outside, 1-1. Now Nick Punto's leading, based on the fact that he hasn't hit yet.
But he made a great defensive play.
Right. And he gave you an attaboy.
Yes, he did.
1-2.
Good off-speed pitch right there by Pavano. Pavano with 3 straight hits. The infield hit by Tejada, the 2-run home run by Wigginton, and then Atkins base hit. But he does have 3 strikeouts in the ball game.
Foul back. Jones, the only All-Star for the Orioles last year, coming over from the Mariner organization.
Yeah, just 24 years old. Won a Rawlings Gold Glove last year. His first.
And another foul to the screen. Jones, Markakis, and Wieters to face Pavano here in the Baltimore third. Jones, not unlike former Twins leadoff hitter Jacques Jones, in that he has power, will strike out an awful lot and not walk very much. Jones with 27 strikeouts and only 3 walks on the year.
He's up there swinging.
Bouncer to short. Casilla shuffles and fires one away. So Jones retired, and that'll bring up Markakis. Markakis went down swinging his first time up.
Pavano pushed back a couple days because that last start that he had, about the 4th or 5th inning in that 3-0 loss to Detroit, felt some pain in the neck. I pitched that for 22 years. Every time I threw a fastball right down the middle, my neck always hurt. But Pavano pushed back a couple days. Markakis taking a base hit up the middle.
And that'll bring up Wieters.
When I left that ball right around waist high, that my neck would spin around, and I'd look to see how far that baby went. There were winners. I was in traction. You know, speaking of that, the guy that I passed by giving up 50 home runs in 1 year, Robin Roberts. We want to give our condolences to the Roberts family.
Talk more about that later, because the Twins should get a double play here. Very nicely done. Hudson to Casilla to Morneau. And Wieters on the first pitch dribbles into a 4-6-3 double play. to bring, according to the Twins, just bring one of those plastic rain slickers and you'll stay perfectly dry and you won't block the view of anybody behind you as you might with an umbrella. Here's Nick Punto in the bottom of the third. Bluffing a bunt, taking a strike. But just about every seat filled. The Twins expecting to sell this game out as well. Snap back and a one-hopper back to the pitcher. One down. Go to FoxSportsNorth.com. Click on the Twins logo for a live chat with Fox Sports North Twins blogger Phil Miller. Just talked with Phil a few minutes ago before the start of the game. Former St. Paul newspaper beat writer for the Twins. Very much in tune with the Twins baseball. One down in the third. Here's Denard Span. Hit the ball hard, lined out to center fielder Jones in the first. Hooks it into the corner, and a fair ball. Extra bases for Denard Span. And he'll glide into second with a one-out double. Hit the ball hard twice tonight, and we've seen that more and more, Bert. It seemed like he went for a better part of 2 weeks hitting a lot of two hoppers to second, but now we're seeing line drives hit.
Well, you know what? Every hitter goes through certain roller coaster rides throughout the season, and Span didn't have a very good road trip, offensively. But right here, since he's come home, he had a very good series against the Tigers. And right there, getting his fifth double of the year, gets him into scoring position. Twins' third hit of the ball game.
Orlando Hudson, the hitter. We've seen Span do that a lot, particularly here at Target Field. Ron Coomer, I asked Joe Vavra, the Twins hitting coach, about Span because it seems to me that when he hits balls like that, they don't hook much. Now, Joe Vavra gave me his explanation. You're a student of hitting. Why would one left-handed batter hit a ball like that and not have it hook as much as maybe another?
Well, it's real simple. If you stay and keep your hands inside and you hit through the ball, not to it, and then hook around it, kind of like what you'd see in a golf swing also, but you hit to the ball and then through the ball, you're going to keep that backspin and keep it fair. If you start getting out around the baseball, then you're going to get that hook, and you're going to see the ball either hook. Probably that ball would have hooked foul if he wouldn't have stayed through it.
That's almost word for word what Joe Vavra told me. So
great minds think alike, you know.
Sorry, Ron.
1-1 to Hudson. And a bouncer to second. Wigginton will throw out Hudson, and Span will move up a base with 2 outs.
Well, Ferguson getting a lot of ground ball outs. Again, what Ron Coomer was talking about, he has that kind of sling type of delivery, but he's got good movement.
Well, he's gotten Hudson to beat it into the ground twice. And now Justin Morneau. It'll fly ball to deep left his first time up.
Yeah, 6 ground ball outs so far for Ferguson.
Off-speed pitch floats over the outside corner. Ferguson working quickly out there. He's thrown just 36 pitches so far. And now 1-1.
He has that little hesitation, almost what Nick Blackburn does when he gets to the balance point. Make sure he gets to that balance point, almost pauses a second before he delivers that ball home. Right there.
Drifts outside. Ferguson's given up 6 home runs in 15 1/3 innings coming into the game, so some of his sinkers haven't sunk. And Morneau still looking for that first Target Field home run. He takes inside 3-1 with Tomey on deck. And not even close. With first base open and 2 out, Ferguson will go after Tomey rather than Morneau. Time now for our Cabot Woodstain's legendary performance. It was on this date 2 years ago. Joe Mauer singled with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning, breaking up Gavin Floyd's bid for a no-hitter. White Sox won the game 7-1. I remember that night. So does Gavin Floyd, I'll bet. Here's Tomey. Outside, ball 1. Floyd's had a tough time getting going this year. He's had a very slow start. John Danks pitching tonight for the White Sox against the Blue Jays.
Tell you what, Denard Span can almost walk home.
Yeah, look where the shortstop, or third baseman Tejada is. Now he's a converted shortstop. Maybe he's just confused, but my goodness, Span.
Oh, they have the shift on. You know, they're not really paying attention to Span at all. I mean, you, as a third baseman, you always tell yourself you go off as far as that third baseman's playing, but Tejada's at short. I mean, he could take off right now. Well, wait now.
And 3-0 to Tomey with Cuddyer on deck.
Now Bergeson, all of a sudden, now he's trying to nitpick where before he was attacking the strike zone, getting a lot of ground ball outs. Now he's getting in the danger zone.
A 4-pitch walk, and now the bases are loaded for Cuddyer. Twins have not been good in this situation. This would be a nice situation here to start the trend the other way.
It almost looked like Bergeson, once he fell behind on Morneau, 3-0, he wanted no part of him, and he really wanted no part of Jim Tomey. See, Ty Cuddyer takes a pitch right here, make him throw a strike, and he misses inside.
In addition to giving up a .389 opposing batting average, 6 walks in the 15 and a third innings coming into play. To center. Going back is Jones to end the inning. And the threat. Got it to the edge of the warning track. And the Twins leave the bases full again. The game with the Orioles in front 2-0. Miguel Tejada leads off the fourth for the Orioles against Carl Pavano. Takes a pitch down and away, ball one. Happy to have with us here with, I believe it's your first game here at Target Field, the president and COO of Major League Baseball, Bob DuPuy. Now, I know you looked on with interest as this ballpark was being built, but welcome to Target Field.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here, and what an unbelievably magnificent facility this is. It's just terrific.
The Twins have done a lot of things right with this ballpark, haven't they?
It's phenomenal. It's a great tribute to the perseverance of the organization, the Polat family, Jerry Bell, Dave St. Peter, the entire organization, the community that got behind it. I mean, this is a showcase for the entire area, for the state, for the upper Midwest, and for Major League Baseball.
2-1 to Tejada. And in the dirt, 3-1. Tejada singled, busted his bat, got an infield hit in the second inning, and then Wigginton followed with a home run, and that's why we are where we are.
I mean, look at that view right there. I mean, 39,000 people every night, Bob.
3-1 to Tejada, and a leadoff walk, a rare one issued by Pavano.
Yeah, but no question that this is a destination point. And it already has served as a destination point. It will continue to serve as a destination point for the people of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the people of Minnesota, the people of the upper Midwest, and it will revitalize continue to grow the downtown. We've seen that happen in Baltimore and Cleveland and Seattle and San Diego, and it'll happen here too.
Wigginton hit the home run to put the Orioles up 2-0, and he takes strike one. Well, Bob, it was a long struggle here in Minnesota. You know that. Bert and I know that too. But now we're on the other side of it. What other markets need something like this? There are a couple of them that come to mind. Oakland situation and Florida's as well.
Well,
Florida's getting there.
Yeah, we are underway.
Right. Ground ball to second. And Casilla completes a double play. I meant, of course,
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I was down in Florida about a month ago, and I checked the webcam every couple of weeks to make sure that one's still going up, because that was a long struggle too, and that's going to be great for baseball, to keep baseball in South Florida, and it's going to be very important to the game. You're right. Tampa Bay and Oakland are the two facilities really that need to be replaced to keep their teams competitive and keep them vibrant in the 21st century.
Here's Atkins, and he lifts it to right field. Well, Bob DuPuy, thank you for coming by. Thanks for your efforts in getting this thing built. I can speak on behalf of Twins fans. We're thrilled to death to have a wonderful new ballpark.
It's a terrific facility. Congratulations, and it's great to be with you.
Lincoln Mercury dealer, or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. First pitch strike to Jason Kubel. Second pitch cat foul. It's 0-2 quickly from Bergeson, who struggled with his control in the third, but lived to tell about it.
Yeah, it looked like he fell behind on Morneau, and then he walked Jim Thome on 4 pitches, and then Michael Kadire gave it a ride, but to the deepest part of the field here at Target Field.
That's to left field, hanging in the air for Reibold. 1 away. Time's running out if you want to book a group outing in one of the great event suites at Target Field. Dates are limited, but there are a few games left to bring out a group and enjoy a great night of hospitality and baseball. Call 800-33-TWINS. Find out all the details about getting an event suite for a game this year. Well, Bob DuPuy, nice enough to come by and say hi, but for heaven's sakes, it was like 7 pitches worth, and he was out of here.
Well, he can come by any time that the Twins are, on the field.
See, where was an inning like that years ago when I had Ed McMahon up here for about 45 minutes for a half an inning? It went on and on and on.
Here's Johnny.
Ed was a nice guy, and he was very cordial. I was honored to meet him, but 45 minutes for a half inning, it took forever. 2-0 to Wilson Ramos. Bouncer up the line, and that's a fair ball. A little late getting out of the box, and he's thrown out. 2 down. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Twins haven't done anything against Ferguson. Here's our AT&T trivia question. And the 4 Oriole managers during Ron Gardenhire's tenure is Twins manager. Mike Tremblay. So we've got one. I'll let you think about it a little bit, but I think we can name it, can't we? Casilla drops down a bunt up the line, and how about that? It dies on the line. That was fun to watch, and that's the result, I think, of a lot of bunting practice in the home park.
When that ball was slowing down right there, I thought of Lenny Randall in Seattle when he got on his all fours and blew that ball foul. But Tejada watching this ball, watching it roll. Come on, hit something. Even when it hit the grass right there, it just slowed down and stayed right on the line.
Kevin Seitzer tried to do that at the Metrodome too. But regarding the practice, we saw the Twins out here early today doing some bunting practice, and one of the things they're checking on is to see how the ball rolls down each line, and apparently they deduced that, there's no tilt on the dirt part of that base pad.
Well, you can see that there's not much dirt between the foul line and the grass itself. That ball just hugged on that dirt.
And Casilla dives back. Situation here where the Twins might think about stealing Casilla. Matt Wieters has a great reputation as a defensive catcher. But in this situation, you've got pretty much a singles hitter and Punto at the plate, hitting 9th with 2 outs. Twins might take a shot here with Casilla.
Maybe even a hit and run. Get one of the middle infielders to move a little bit. Ferguson pretty quick home, though, with that slide step.
And we saw him once he was in the stretch position in the 3rd inning. His control got away from him a little bit. So maybe the Twins will wait him out and make sure he'll throw Punto a strike. And Punto takes a strike to even the count.
Well, the Twins on the year, 16 stolen bases in 19 attempts. Casilla has yet attempted to steal a base, but those were his career numbers. Very good.
Just off the plate, 2-1. Punto hit a 1-hopper back to the mound his first time up. And that clips the corner, and Punto's taken all 4 pitches so far in this plate appearance. Two and 2. And Punto fouls it to the screen. Orioles have won 4 of their last 27 games on the road, going back to last year, of course. They had 12 straight losing seasons, and this looks like this will be number 13. Already 13.5 games out of first. Punto with a liner dropped by Tejada, and he throws him out. So the Twins get a 2-out bunt single from Casilla, and through 4, the Orioles have a 2-0 lead.
Lottery winner's circle. I've got $100 of Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Mark. And look at this, Bert. He's celebrating his 50th birthday. And any guy that makes a sign and puts this much effort into it, he deserves to be circled by you. And Mark, what does it mean to you to have Bert circle you on your 50th birthday?
Oh, I love it. I love Bert for a long time. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
There you go, Bert. Happy 50th birthday to you, Mark.
High pop-up, and Casilla stays with it, staring up into the raindrops. And those are raindrops. From that camera shot, it kind of looked like snow flurries. Those aren't expected, if they come at all. Those aren't expected till tomorrow night. Casilla makes the catch, one away. It's May. We're getting April weather in May.
Hey, Mark, happy 50th birthday, and 335 more days until my birthday.
I haven't figured out what that bird is. It's been sitting on the foul pole since we played the Cardinals here in the exhibition series. Not constantly, but that bird has been there most nights. Now, is that a falcon? Is that a hawk? Is it an owl?
It's part of a hawk, but I believe it's in the hawk family. I was told that once the lights go out after the ball game, he kind of flies into the lights down that right field line. So he must have a nest up there.
Okay. 2 strikes to Reibold. Now, he may have been there all winter long, and now half his nights are interrupted with these bright lights, all these people around, but probably a veritable feast left behind once the game is ended.
But he's got a great seat.
1-2. Rain doesn't matter. Sunshine doesn't matter. That bird is there. Just a baseball fan, I guess. Swing and a miss.
And strikeout number 4 for Carl Pavano.
2 down. Time to vote for the 2010 All-Star teams that will be playing the Midsummer Classic in Anaheim. You can vote for all the Twins and the rest of your favorite major leaguers online at twinsbaseball.com. Vote early, vote often. It's like an Illinois election here. Help the Twins be well represented in the 2010 All-Star game. Twinsbaseball.com, where Twins baseball is always on. Should I narrow it down to a Chicago election, I guess. 1 strike to Isturis. And now 2 strikes. Well, when Pavano made his last start, he did fine. In fact, he pitched a complete game. The Twins didn't give him any run support. Lost 3-0 to Dontrell Willis and the Tigers. And so far here tonight, it's been more of the same. Called third strike. And Pavano, who gave up the second inning home run for the 2 runs, has pitched well again through 5. Denard Span leading off the Twins' 5th, taking ball 1. Twins down a couple of runs. Span's hit the ball hard twice against Brad Bergeson.
Yeah, Bergeson 8 ground ball outs, only 4 fly ball outs, so he's doing his job at keeping that ball in the ballpark and on the ground.
Span bluffs a bunt, then takes ball 2. That's a kestrel, we're told now. It's a type of a hawk. K-E-S-T-R.
A-L.
E-L. 3-0.
Oh, E-L, not A-L? Is it A-L? E-L. E-L.
Okay. And that's on the outside corner, 3-1. Twins and Orioles each with 4 hits. The Orioles got the big hit, the home run. The Twins filled the bases in the 3rd after Span's 1-out double but didn't score. And now strike 2.
Well, again, Bergeson working the plate, the corners of the plate. Good pitch right there.
Fox Tracks brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Buckle up and get home safely.
That's a former pitcher saying that's a good pitch right there, even though it was outside.
Little dribbler to Wigginton. 1 away. Our AT&T trivia question. I think Tremblay's certainly part of the answer. Lee Mazzilli.
Mike Hargrove, my former teammate in Texas. And Sam Palazzo.
Sam Palazzo. So we nailed it, partner. And
well, the media guide helps too on page 306.
There are some who say there'll be a 5th manager during Ron Gardenhire's tenure, sooner rather than later. And it's really kind of an unfair situation because Tremblay hasn't had really a full hand to play.
He took over for Sam Palazzo back in 2007, and I mean, the last 2.5 years, he's 72 games under 500. Is that the manager's fault?
And then you try to, I mean, they signed Brian Roberts to a long-term contract hoping to build around him as part of the nucleus, and he can't play because of injury. That drifts outside 3-0.
Well, they have a group of young pitchers like Ferguson coming up. Chris Tillman, another youngster.
Brian Mattis, whom the Twins will see on Sunday.
That they're really high on, but it just hasn't worked out yet.
3-1 to Orlando Hudson. Another ground ball hit right at Wigginton. Boy, there hasn't been an infielder other than on Tomey's ground ball that have had to move right or left. The balls have been hit right at the infielders.
10 ground ball outs.
You can submit a question or comment to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Matthew Berth of Burnsville wondering which Twins players swing the heaviest bat.
Well, you see one of them right there, and then the other guy right there, Jim Tomey on deck, 35 inches, 33-ounce bats. What did they say, Babe Ruth at times swung a 40-ounce bat?
You know, I seem to remember Don Baylor, too, at times would swing something close to that weight. Morneau drives a base hit through the shift. I asked Tomey the other day, I guess we were in Detroit a week ago, whenever that was, about, here's a big, strong guy, why he wouldn't swing an even heavier bat. And he said, well, he feels like sometimes a heavier bat drags when he tries to swing it.
Well, I think you said one time Harmon Killebrew didn't really swing a heavy bat. You know, Hank Aaron, I know I've seen interviews on him, and he swung, a bat about 33 ounces.
Here's Tomey, has hit a ground ball, but who hasn't? And then he's also walked. Outside, ball one. Orioles took the lead on a big fly. The Twins need one here to tie it up.
They walked Tomey in his last at-bat on 4 pitches, everything away. And when he has come in that first at-bat, they went way in.
2-0.
See the shift of the Orioles. 9 home runs for Jim Tomey.
And peeled foul over the Baltimore dugout.
Not a bad pitch count, 75 pitches, longest outing for Ferguson this year. In his last start, 5 innings against the Boston Red Sox in Baltimore.
Deep to the left field corner, but it's twisting foul. Again, only 10 people in the game have hit more home runs than Jim Tomey.
Harmon Killebrew, who Jim Tomey admires, next in line, just 4 home runs away. And some tainted players above Harmon Killebrew.
Two and two.
There's no taint about this guy right here, Jim Tomey. He is just one big, strong animal.
Deep to left center field. And Jones to the gap makes the catch. Second time that Jones has gone to a warning track to end the inning with a deep fly ball.
Tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. coverage begins. Rain will come to an end through the first part of the game, and then the sun may break through. 43 degrees will be the first pitch temperature.
It's 2-0 Baltimore, a Ty Wigginton home run in the second inning, the only scoring so far. Twins have had some chances, haven't been able to break through.
Pavano's pitching great, Dick. I mean, he's faced 18 batters, getting strike one on 16 of the 18.
It'll be Adam Jones beginning the sixth for Baltimore, and Pavano
strike one.
True to form, strike one.
5 strikeouts for Pavano with just the 1 walk. He had that little hiccup in the second inning where Wigginton hit the 2-run home run. Gave up 3 hits in the second.
1-1. So we didn't give it its proper due. You talked about Robin Roberts, who passed away today at the age of 83. And of course, yesterday, the passing a couple days ago of Ernie Harwell, bunted foul. And both have links to the Orioles. Ernie Harwell, before he became the voice of the Tigers, was the original voice on radio for the Baltimore Orioles. And Robin Roberts, after his Hall of Fame years with the Phillies, pitched a number of years with the Orioles too.
286 wins, and I had a chance to meet Robin Roberts numerous times. Very class man, great baseball, great, years with the Whiz Kids in the Phillies. 6-time 20-game winner, and Pavano right there picks up strikeout number 6.
1 down on the 6th. Let's find Robbie Ince-Mikowski.
Guys, we already saw the Burt Blyleven card on the suite level of Target Field, and our other Twins baseball analysts are featured as well. Look at that. That's a Ron Coomer baseball card, a la 2000, I think it is, or 2001 Topps card. And look at that. You know who that guy is? Oh, my goodness. Look at that mustache. Roy Smalley, Ron Coomer, more Twins greats featured on the suite level with their gigantic baseball cards here at Target Field.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie. You know what? If you're a fan of the game of baseball going back to 1961, you walk around this place, it's unbelievable. The history, the way that the Twins have brought back, the good times and the old times.
We've talked about it from time to time, how it's only been 50 years, but it's been a pretty distinguished 50 years when you stack up the accomplishments of this franchise, the Hall of Fame careers against some franchises that have been around longer. Well, the White Sox, a charter member, and up until winning it all in 2005, they'd gone nearly 100 years without winning anything. Markakis drives it to center, but right at Span.
One more thing about the Hall of Famer Robin Roberts, who died today at the age of 83. I know when I was giving up all those home runs in 1986, I believe one of the writers got hold of Robin Roberts, and they said, how's it feel that Burt Blyleven's going to pass you on the home run list? And Robin Roberts, the all-time home run allowed person at 505 home runs. And that year I was, nearing 46, which was at that time the all-time home run list allowed and home runs allowed. And he said, well, how many wins does he have? And I ended up the season with 17 wins. And I think at that time I had maybe 15. He said, then what's the big deal? I won 17 ball games, led the league in innings pitched, and it's a lot of them were solo home runs, and I'm sure the 505 he gave up were a lot were solo.
2 strikes with 2 outs to Matt Wieters. Pavano's had him eaten out of his hand here.
And how many times yesterday's ball game, 4 home runs by the Tigers.
Solo
home runs will not always beat you. Good pitch right there, just a little inside with that little cutter.
1-2 to Matt Wieters. And the fastball missing, 2-2.
Fox tracks right here. We'll see that pitch. A little outside.
Three and two. I was asking Rich Rieker, who was an umpire, is now an umpire supervisor, just asking him tonight about the Fox tracks and how the umpires are reacting to it. First of all, Questek is no longer with us. That's gone. That last year was already dismissed for this current version. 3-2 and a dribbler foul. And he said that the umpires in Major League Baseball can't be too upset with this because they own it. It's their system. And the version you're getting almost instantaneously here on TV isn't the exact version that the umpires might get. Tony Randazzo will get a review of his ball strike calling. Just missing inside, and Pavano issues a 2-out walk.
Well, you know what? I mean, our camera, and we started early at the Metrodome, where it is right over that pitcher's mound. So you see that. That's a good pitch right there. That's a pitcher's pitch that was not called. And second walk for Pavano.
Pavano, I think, put it right where he wanted to.
I mean, we give you a great view right here. A lot of times you'll watch TV and, you know, that'll be over maybe a little bit toward left field, and you don't get the right angle. Our camera right here, I mean, great camera shot directly over the pitcher's mound and directly over home plate.
And now a base hit to right. The Orioles are trying to build something with 2 outs in the inning. Wieters checks in at second base. Now that's the visual from center field. The Fox Tracks uses an intersecting series of camera views to determine where the ball is in relation to the front of home plate. And it's, in essence, the same thing that the umpires will get after they call a game. Tony Randazzo will get a more refined version of it. And it's not as exact, not as precise as the version the umpire will get to review. But it is, again, owned by Major League Baseball. The umpires use the same technology. So they really don't have the basis for being too upset about it.
Well, you know what? A lot of umpires, and I played for 22 years, a lot of umpires have their own little strike zone. Some would give you a little bit more away, they give you more inside, and it's up to that pitcher to find out what that umpire will give you. They all want to be fair, you know, to both sides. And I think, you know, 99.9% of the umpires, they take as much pride in what he did right there and call strike one than, you know, the hitters do trying to hit a baseball.
Wigginton, a dangerous man. He's responsible for the 2 runs that are on the board. He's got a chance to do more damage here in the 6th.
You want consistency. That's all. And, you know, again, all these umpires, that's all they want. They want to be consistent.
And now low, 1-1. Pavano thought he might have been out of the inning with a close 3-2 pitch to Wieters. Now he's got a pitch out of trouble after the Tejada single. 71 pitches, 54 for strikes. It's driven a long way foul, 1-2. Game's been played in a steady rain all night long, yet the field has not been treated once. We saw this in the last homestand when the game was played in rainy conditions and the tarp was never brought onto the field, and the mound and home plate area were dressed once late in the game. Bouncer to short.
Good job.
And Casilla, they just barely got the force at second with Hudson just barely getting there ahead of Tejada. The Orioles strand a couple in the 6th.
Casilla with one of the Twins' 5 hits.
Second bunt hit in as many games for Casilla. The Frost Brew Coors Light freeze can. See if the Twins can get something going here in the 6th against Brad Bergeson. Bergeson, as you said last year, was hit in the shin with a line drive, and that ended his season. And so the Orioles, during the offseason, wanted to build a publicity campaign, a commercial campaign around the young pitching staff, and they used Bergeson. And as they were taping the commercial, and as you probably taped 1,000 of them, where you have to start and you stop, and they look at it, and you got to take 7, take 8, it's a lot like our game opens. But he hurt his shoulder in the taping of the Oriole TV commercial. And I would imagine teams all over baseball are suddenly concerned about using players for commercials. And I thought, good heavens, here are the Twins who a few years ago had Jason Bartlett and Nick Punto in a Shark Tank or wherever it was over in the Mall of America. And the Orioles just had their pitcher pitching, and he hurt his shoulder. Here's Kadire taking ball 1.
Yeah, last July it was Billy Butler of the Kansas City Royals that hit him with that line drive up the middle and got him in the shin.
Kadire pops it up. Twins have been beating it into the ground all night long, and Kadire hits a pop-up for the first out of the 6th inning. Time for the Quest high-speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
Well, Bergeson topped out at 90 so far with that good sinker, and Pavano with 6 strikeouts, a couple walks at 92.
Kubel with a single and a fly ball to left. Inside a ball. Six innings, the Twins haven't had the leadoff man on yet. Now Kubel hits it right at Wigginton. 2 down. Wilson Ramos to the plate. He's got a hit. He's been getting advice from the regular Twins catcher.
Yeah, well, a guy like Wilson, you don't have to really talk about anything physically. He's a heck of a talent. But yeah, we go over pitchers, and hitters on the other team, and just like I would with Drew. But he's doing a great job, and he's learning real fast.
And Ramos pulls it foul. Again, Ron Gardenhire saying that Joe Mauer will let him know when he's ready to play. And I asked Gardy specifically in the late innings, since Joe took some batting practice, swung in the cage yesterday, if Joe went to him and said in the 8th inning, 9th inning, Ramos pops it up. It's a foul ball, and Wieder's back for a look, but it's out of play. And I asked Ron Gardenhire, what if Joe came to you in the 8th, 9th inning and said, you know what, I feel okay, give me a shot to pinch hit? Gardy said he would say no because Joe can't run yet. And the presumption is he'd put the ball in play and have to run. They don't want to run the risk of re-injury.
Think about it. You want an 80% Joe Mauer, you want 100%. Twins need 100% Joe Mauer. They don't need him come back, if that heel is bothering him and re-injure it.
Little fly ball, short left, and a long run for Raimo. Actually not long at all. Ramos is retired. Bergeson has a 1-2-3 6th inning. He's pitched 6 innings of shutout ball against the Twins.
Ty Wigginson, the big 2-run home run. Pavano has not given up anything since. 6 strikeouts in the ball game, but Brad Ferguson, he has been outstanding. 6 shutout innings, bases loaded. Remember Michael Kadire taking Jones all the way to the track in center field. Well, the Twins down 2-0.
And now Garrett Atkins will lead off the 7th for Baltimore. And strike one. It's been Pavano's game plan.
24 batters, 22 strike one.
This will be his 75th pitch of the game. Missing, and it's 1-1. And the Orioles with just 99 runs scored on the season to this point. Only Cleveland and Seattle have scored fewer runs. And by contrast, Twins have scored 149 runs, just none tonight.
I believe the Yankees and the Rays are the only teams that have scored more runs than the Twins.
And Pavano trying for that outside corner, but missing. It's 3-1. This is about the point of the game in his last start where his neck really kind of stiffened up on him, but yet he was able to pitch 8 innings in the loss in Detroit. 3-2. Atkins, Hughes, and Reimold facing Pavano.
Well, Pavano 83 Major League wins, making his 214th Major League start.
Crack to the left field corner, but it'll hook foul.
The old dogfight for a baseball.
Rain coming down maybe heavier than it has at any other time tonight, but we will play on. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. And Atkins is gone, 1 away.
And strikeout number 7 for Pavano. Pavano, excellent control. He came into the game only walking 3 and 31 in the 3rd innings, 1 intentional. And right there picking up Atkins just chasing a pitch out of the strike zone. Pavano right now 80 pitches in the ball game. 60 have been strikes, and you see about 62% have been fastballs. And then the breaking ball, and then a lot of off-speed pitches, that Bosch-type changeup that he throws. And all it is just basically using 3 fingers on the baseball for a changeup. Like that right there.
Isn't it a derivation of a forkball? I mean, you spread the fingers out about as far as you can get, right?
Just a forkball sometimes. Jim Hughes, who I pitched with in the 70s, he had a very good forkball. And it put it more in the palm where, Pavanos has such big hands. You can see the little spread right there, and then he'll change it once, he doesn't want to throw it.
Dump to left field, and it'll skip to Kubel, a 1-out single. And Reimold will hit next. If Target Field isn't enough of a lure to come out to a Twins game, then how about a Target Field fishing lure? Get to the ballpark early tomorrow night. The Twins host Baltimore, and the first 5,000 fans, 18 and older, will get a raffle of Target Field fishing lure at the gates. For details about this event and to check availability for tickets, please call 800-33-TWINS.
Well, good hitting right there by Hughes to pitch away. Just went with it. Didn't try to turn it over.
Reimold takes one up around the hands. Ball 1.
Orioles now out hitting the Twins 6-5.
Reimold with a fly to center and a strikeout in the 5th. Two and 0. Prior to the bottom of the 6th inning, the grounds crew came out to treat the mound and the home plate area with the diamond dust, whatever the brand name is these days. Bounce to 3rd. Picked up by Punto. Out there, Hudson with the release, double play. Very nice turn of a double play.
Yeah, 3rd double play behind Pavano.
And Pavano faces just 3 men again in the 7th.
more information, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Quest High-Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. Twins got some coming back to do. Just 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Alexi Casilla will lead things off against Brad Ferguson. And he takes low, ball 1. Casilla with a bunt single, placed beautifully right up the baseline.
Yeah, Ferguson making his 5th start of the year. This is the longest he has worked so far in a ball game.
And a strike called in the outside corner, 1-1.
11 ground ball outs for Ferguson. The 18 outs he's been able to record. 2 walks, no strikeouts for Ferguson.
1 and 2. Slow chopper. Charged by Asteris. 1 away. The Twins haven't centered much up against Ferguson. Will Ullman has been just about perfect for the Orioles. He's warming up. Here's Punto. Put the ball on the ground twice. There's a bunt foul, 1 strike. Punto with a comebacker to the mound and a ground ball to Tejada at 3rd. Time the Twins have gotten more than 1 hit in an inning was in the 2nd when they got a pair of 2-out singles by Kubel and Ramos. Garcia was retired, and that was the end of that inning. One and 1.
Yeah, Ferguson doing a good job changing speeds, utilizing that sinker, mixing in that slider once in a while.
You can't hardly see the pitching rubber, but he's way over on the first base side of the rubber. Just outside, 2 and 1. And hits the corner. Issued back-to-back walks at the 3rd to Morneau and Tomey. Hasn't walked anybody else. Hasn't had many 3-ball counts. Just off the plate. A close pitch. The Twins would love to get a man aboard when they roll the lineup over.
Let's take a look at the box tracks where this pitch is. A little bit outside, but you would call, and I'm sure hitters would call Ferguson kind of a nibbler. Nibbler of the corners of the plate.
Slap to left. But Reimold is there, out number 2. Well, you were in Cleveland, but you had a big event this weekend.
Yeah, my wife Gail and I were involved with Parkinson's. Of course, I lost my dad in 2004 with Parkinson's. And on May 1st, they had the Parkinson's Walk. And I'm doing everything I can to try to raise the necessary funds to support Parkinson's. Find a cure for Parkinson's. And everybody out there that is involved with Parkinson's, I know the Twins and Fox, I appreciate all their help in trying to find a cure.
Span has his 2nd hit as he got it just beyond the reach of Wigginton. The wet grass seemed to really slow that sharply hit ground ball down, and the Twins get a base runner with 2 outs in the 7th.
And Denard Span picking up his 2nd hit of the ball game. He doubled in the 3rd inning. Wigginton, like you said, they miss Brian Roberts. He doesn't have that second baseman type of speed sometimes to get that ball. I mean, it's a big kid to play second base.
Quick trip to the mound by Rich Kranitz. Ferguson really hasn't dug himself many holes. The Twins have a few base hits, but all but one of the hits have come with 2 outs in an inning. Span's 1-out double in the 3rd. The only hit the Twins have gotten with less than 2 outs.
Yeah, Twins have left 7 men on base in the first 6 innings. Jerry White helping Denard Span. As the ground is wet, the dirt is wet. Span trying to get a good jump.
It's not Kentucky Derby wet, but it is a slower track for the runners.
Right.
Here's Hudson.
Well, Span leading the Twins with stolen bases with 7 in 8 attempts. That's one thing he said in spring training. He'd like to steal more bases this year.
Over the Oriole dugout, 1 strike. Hudson's beaten it into the ground 3 times, twice to Wigginton and once to Asteris. And that's through the first baseman, Hughes. Hudson will reach, and 2 will be aboard for Morneau. Hudson hit it hard, and the second hop ate up the first baseman.
Yeah, ball should have been caught right there by Hughes. See how they rule it here. Well, Hudson hitting it sharply, Hughes bouncing off, and then the ball just getting by him into right field.
I'm guessing hit. I'm just going to guess hit.
I hope it's a hit for Hudson's sake. And they do give him a base hit.
And a pitching change coming with the Twins threatening in the 7th.
Two, 3, 4. And let's take a look at the update. Nick Punto right here at 22% because of that great defensive play. And Nick Punto leading. Now, while we were on a break, they flashed base hit up there, but then they changed it to an error. So Hudson does not get the base hit here on Hughes, his first of the year.
And here's Morneau. Ullman has been very, very good. He's been a bright spot. There haven't been many for the Orioles in general, particularly out of their bullpen. Morneau uncoils and misses, 1 strike.
Yeah, Ullman with a sinking fastball, the curveball right there. That's a fastball right there that Justin swung underneath. He's got a good slider and a changeup. In his first season with the Orioles, last year with the Dodgers. He and Orlando Hudson were teammates.
And 2 strikes quickly to Morneau. Morneau's seen this guy a couple of times, 1 for 2 against him. When He's trying to put together something with 2 outs, trying to take advantage of the extra out. And a base hit here just to break the ice. And Morneau protects the plate and flares one foul into the seats.
Ullman, born in West Germany, just like Ron Gardenhire. His father was in the Army.
Two strikes to Morneau. Just off the plate. And it's 1-2.
Straight over the top and just missing outer half of the plate.
And now 2-2. Mike Gonzalez was supposed to be the closer for the Orioles. He's hurt. Jim Johnson was supposed to be one of their key setup guys. He's hurt. So late inning relief has been anything but that for the Orioles. And now 3-2 with Tomey on deck.
Everything has been away other than that first pitch that Justin swung on that high fastball.
Now the runners can go. An important factor if Morneau can hit one down the line or into a gap someplace.
Good speed on the bases.
There they go. And it's ball 4, and the ball comes up to the screen, and the bases now are loaded. So Ullman had him 0-2 and then lost him to a walk, and now Tomey with the bases loaded. Again, it's not been a good situation for the Twins. They haven't cashed in yet. These things tend to even out over the course of a season.
Well, let's start right now.
This would be a great spot, yes, wouldn't it? Tomey 0-2 with a walk. For 3 in his matchups against Ullman with a couple of strikeouts. Checked his swing and a foul tip. Even with the bases loaded, the Orioles have a shift on. With the shortstop is Turris on the first base side of second base, and Wigginton, who's played some outfield in his time, doing it again now.
Talk so much about Jim Tomey's power, but outstanding eye at the plate. Let's make that 10 career grand slams, Jim Tomey. Ooh. Big swing by Tomey.
Somebody let the air out of the capacity crowd. Did you hear that?
Boom.
1-2. And now 2-2. Twins had the bases loaded in the second after a couple of walks. Now they filled them with a single, error, and walk, all with 2 outs. Got him. And the Twins leave the bases full again. And it's still 2-0 Baltimore.
Grounded out in the third inning with bases loaded. Michael Kadire taking Jones all the way to the warning track. And then we just saw Jim Thome, the fifth inning right here. Jim Thome hitting a deep fly ball. That was what a runner on, and then Jim Thome striking out in the seventh inning with bases loaded.
So Carl Pavano, who's pitched valiantly for the Twins in his last two starts, seen one of the most productive lineups in baseball give him so much as a run.
Well, he's pitched outstanding. He wants to do exactly what he did in his last start in Detroit. Keep it at that low score, and it's a 2-0 Oriole lead. But Pavano, 86 pitches in the first 7 innings, 26 batters faced, strike one on 22 of the 26, a couple walks, 7 strikeouts.
Cesar Izturis on the first pitch, bounces it to Hudson. And one quick out. One away, and that'll bring up Adam Jones. Hasn't been pleasant to play out in the field with the rain coming down as steadily as it's come down. Pavano would like to have one pitch back, a hanging breaking pitch that Ty Wigginton hit into the seats. Other than that, he's been very good again tonight. And there's strike one.
On a 77-mile-an-hour pitch, he has as much confidence in that Bosch ball as he has with his fastball. He can throw it over at any time.
Well, there's no hawk sitting on the left field foul pole, but our friend on the right field foul pole is still there. 2 strikes to Jones. And a strikeout. Ramos hangs on to a foul tip, keeps it out of the dirt, 2 away.
And strikeout number 8 in the ball game for Pavano, getting Jones for the second straight time.
So a season, up Markakis.
A season high for Pavano with the 8 strikeouts.
Markakis a single in 3 trips. Recovering from a slow start. Swinging a better bat as of late. There, see? Nothing on the left field foul pole. And what do we call that? A cursed stall? Something like that? A hawk of some sort?
Yeah, with an EL at the end.
At the knees, 1-1. Kestrel. 2-1.
Markakis, 26 years old, already in his 5th season with the Orioles. A career .298 hitter coming into this year.
3-1. If he should reach, Wieters would have a chance here in the 8th.
See him just fly away a little bit. Need some exercise.
Got some popcorn or a peanut or something. And a foul tip. 3-2.
That's what's nice in the fastball situation right there. Pavano pulled the string. That at 80-mile-an-hour fastball.
Three and two with 2 away. And he missed. A walk putting Markakis aboard will get Wieters to the plate with 2 away. You can pick up a great Mother's Day gift at any of the Twins merchandise locations this weekend. Twins Pro Shops are located in Apple Valley, Roseville, and Minnetonka. Or come by the beautiful, majestic Athletic Twins Clubhouse store at Target Field. Open 7 days a week. Stocked full of the latest Twins apparel and merchandise. Here's Wieters, and he drives it on 1 hop to Hudson. And that ends the inning. 8 very good innings for Pavano. But unless the Twins get going offensively, it's not going to matter. Michael Kadire will try to get aboard, leading off the 8th.
To stay tuned to the Twins postgame show. It's Quest Twins Live featuring the Toyota postgame wrap. We'll discuss tonight's pitchers duel. That man right there, Carl Pavano, did a great job. 8 strong innings, a 2-run ball for the Twins. We'll go over the fundamentals of throwing in our instructional tonight with Coom and Anthony and Bert. Teach new baseball players how to throw the baseball. Teach old baseball players better fundamentals to take their game up a bit. Plus manager from that man, Ron Gardenhire, all on Quest Twins Live immediately following the last pitch of tonight's Twins-Orioles game. Dick Bramer, bring us the bottom of the 8th.
I will do that, sir, and it'll be Michael Kadire leading things off against Koji Uehara.
Now, Uehara just activated off the disabled list, was on a disabled list at the beginning of the year for a left hamstring strain.
Kind of a chronic problem for him, and he delivers strike 1 to Kadire.
Uehara from Japan in his 2nd season with the Orioles.
Foul back, 2 strikes. Uehara closed when he was in Japan. He was a closer there, starter for Baltimore last year, and he's had leg issues this year. And at least for now, trying to get some big outs late in the ball game. And another one fouled and out of play. Twins haven't faced him before. And so Kadire hoping to get aboard. Twins done so well, of course, scoring early in ball games, but also getting their leadoff guys on, and they've not done that once tonight. Kadire 0 for 3 after going 0 for 4 yesterday. Skied to center. Jones comes in to put it away, 1 down. So the leadoff man has gone in the 8th. Kubel singled sharply his first time up. Since then, a fly to left and a ground ball to second. And ball 1. Roller to first. Hughes to the bag, and out number 2. Now you can get a behind-the-scenes view of Target Field as public and private tours of the great new ballpark are now available. To find out ballpark tour dates and times, or to reserve a private tour for a larger group, just visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. So Uehara comes in and gets a couple of quick outs, and now he'll face Wilson Ramos. Strike 1.
Yeah, scouting report on Uehara. Fastball, not overpowering. Little cut fastball, curveball, and a split finger. Pitched 10 years in Japan from 1999 to 2008. An eight-time Japanese All-Star.
Popped up, back and out of play. 1 and 2. Ramos has had 2 great days at the plate and 2 not so great days, and tonight's day at the plate somewhere's in between. Matt Guerrero warming up. 1 for 3, a sharp single to left his first time up. 2 and 2. So Bergerson went after him in the second inning. He threw him a fastball up and in a little bit. Then the next one was down the middle, and Ramos creamed it. It's a long way foul.
Nice catch playing the limestone.
Check swing, did he go? Strike 3, Ramos is gone. And Uehara does a nice job out of the Baltimore bullpen. And the Orioles will take a 2-0 lead to the 9th. It's 2-0, and now it's time for the Twins territory week.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, Bob, happy birthday.
Yep.
Yeah, the Twins hoping to get some run production in the bottom of the ninth. They've been stifled by Brad Ferguson.
A great job by Carl Pavano. 8 innings, gave up only 2 runs, and that was off that bat of Ty Wigginson, a 2-run home run in the second.
Tejada lifts it foul into the upper deck. 1 strike.
Saw the numbers on Matt Guerrero coming in, hopefully to put a 0 on the board and give the Twins a chance to score a couple or 3 in the bottom of the ninth. Tejada with a couple hits, an infield base hit in the second, and then he singled in the sixth.
And Morneau flips to Guerrero. Tejada retired 1 away. Time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Well, Ty Wigginson came into the ballgame tied second in the American League with 9 home runs. Paul Konerko leading with 12. And he ends up hitting a slider, looked like a breaking ball, deep into the left field bleachers for a 2-run home run. The only scoring of the ballgame.
Wigginton, a 2-run homer in the second, a ground ball double play in the fourth, and another grounder. They're off the glove of Guerrero. And Casilla will have no play. Guerrero knocked it down. And it's another base hit for Ty Wigginton. Doing more on defense, brought to you by Home Depot, and a play very early. In fact, the very first play of the game.
That's why I think Nick Punto was leading, in the vote getting. Nice twirlette right there to get the Jones the first hitter of the ball game. Going far to his left. And making a good throw over to Justin for the first out.
Julio Lugo is going to run for Wigginton. So Wigginton with a productive night at the plate with a couple of hits and the only 2 runs batted in. Garrett Atkins at the plate. Ball 1. And a strike. Shaves the outside corner. Atkins with a single right after Wigginton's home run, his only hit of the game. 7 hits for the Orioles, 6 for the Twins.
Well, keep an eye on Lugo at first base. Pretty good speed. In his first season with the Orioles, coming over from the Cardinal organization on April 1st.
He was dealt to the Orioles right before the Cardinals played here. Fouled into the seats. Realized he wasn't going to be a full-time player for the Cardinals. Requested a trade, and the Cardinals complied. And of course, the Orioles were looking for middle infield help of any kind once it became apparent Brian Roberts wasn't going to be able to help them at the start of the year. 1-2 to Garrett Atkins. And called strike 3, 2 down.
Oh, the big curveball right there by Matt Guerrero picks up a strikeout, second out of the inning. Look at the big break right here. Atkins gave up on it. Again, Atkins, he came over from the National League, the Rockies. He's got to learn all these pitchers too.
Right.
What kind of stuff does this guy have? We just found out that Matt Guerrero's got a pretty good breaking ball.
Ryan Hughes, the hitter.
He'll remember that.
Hughes with a single his last time up. Twins swept the Tigers and won one of the games. on a walk-off wild pitch. That was a different deal. That was a tie game going to the bottom of the ninth. Tonight they'll hope to cover up a deficit. And if not force extra innings, maybe win it in regulation with a 3 spot in the bottom of the ninth. Guerrero needs to keep the Orioles off the board here. Up and away, 2-0. Lugo goes. Ramos's throw not nearly in time. He got a good read, a good jump, and an easy steal at second.
Yeah, he really did. He got a great jump off of Matt Guerrero. The Twins thought something was up. A lot of throwovers. But right there, you can see him take off as soon as Matt made a movement. And Lugo slides in safely. For the Orioles, that's only their 7th successful stolen base. They had been caught 8 times coming into the ballgame.
3 years ago, Lugo stole 33 bases. So the Twins aware of his base stealing ability. So a pretty big runner out there at second with 2 down. And Hughes at the plate with a 3-0 count. First base is open. Nolan Reimold is on deck. To center, Span ends the inning. No damage done. A hit, a stolen base. Lugo left at second. Alexei Casilla due to lead off the bottom of the ninth, and the Twins need at least a pair.
Opportunities right like that one right there, Michael Kadire. You know, bases loaded, 2 outs, hits a fly ball out. And the Twins only 6 hits off of Ferguson in 6 2/3 innings. 2 walks, no strikeouts for Ferguson.
In our Toyota game reset, Wigginton's home run, the only runs of the game. And the Twins hope to come back in the bottom of the ninth. And they'll try to do it against Alfredo Simon.
Yeah, Simone started the season in AAA, just got called up on April 27th. He had right elbow surgery last year. Simone in his 3rd season with the Orioles. 2 for 2 so far in save opportunities.
Had never closed in the major leagues before. Had 1 year where he got 19 saves in the minor leagues. Casilla bluffs the bunt and takes the ball.
Yeah, Simone, a hard-throwing right-hander, hard slider, and a changeup.
And like so many hard throwers, he at times has control issues. 4 walks, 4 innings pitched. His history in the minor leagues has been that of a hard-throwing right-hander with control issues. That one hits the corner, and it's 1-1. Casilla at the plate. Delman Young is in the on-deck circle. Pulled the bat back, and it's 2-1. And we'll mention it again only because some of you might be wondering. Joe Mauer took early batting practice today, but asked directly, Ron Gardenhire said Joe would not be available to pinch hit, even if Joe came to the manager and said, I'm ready to go. Fouled back 2-2. The mid-90s fastball. And again, Mike Gonzalez was supposed to be the closer for the Orioles, but he's hurt. Two and 2 to Casilla. 3-2. Simone in the minors. 687 innings and 258 walks. Crowd hasn't had much to cheer about tonight. Oh, a wicked hop, but Hughes stays with it. About all they've had to cheer about is this hawk that's been sitting on the foul pole.
Oh, nice catch of that moth.
Has the moth and then has a little snack. That's about all we've had.
Poor little moth.
That's about all the fans have had to cheer about.
Kind of makes me hungry.
Here's Delman Young. 9 innings, and the Twins haven't had a leadoff man on once. And Young takes strike 1.
Now, if that bird went after a night crawler, I would really be mad at that bird.
Young then Span, and then the Twins hope to get Hudson, Morneau, and Tomio. Busted bat, little roller to short, Asturis. On a very close play. Young thought he was in there, but ruled out by first base umpire Paul Nauert. Jerry White begs to differ. 2 down.
Boy, good hustle right there, and with the rain and everything, that ball, I'm sure, a little bit on the damp side, but good hustle by Delman Young getting down that line. And a bang play.
Hey.
Wow.
Close play. 2 down, and here's Denard Span. Last hope for the Twins. He takes a strike at the knees. Well, this is an Oriole team that was swept by the Yankees, but last weekend they swept the Red Sox at Fenway Park. And they're 1 out away from ending a Twins winning streak. 0-2. Twins winning 4 straight. And now they're down to their last strike.
Well, again, over the last couple of years, the Orioles have beaten the Twins 6 of 11 times. So you can't take this ball club for granted. They want to win as bad as the Twins do.
And off the end of the bat to Tejada. And the Twins are shut out by the Baltimore Orioles 2-0. And a 4-game winning streak comes to a close. The Twins hoping to win every series, Anthony, here at home. And now, because this is a 4-game series, they're going to have to put together another winning streak.
A team that had scored multiple runs in the first inning of 6 games in a row doesn't score in 9.